Change is the law of life, and those who look only to the past or the present are certain to miss the future. In serving his vision of the truth, the artist best serves his nation. Our goal is not the victory of might, but the vindication of right. Not peace at the expense of freedom, but both peace and freedom, here in this hemisphere, and, we hope, around the world. God willing, that goal will be achieved. A nation reveals itself not only by the men it produces, but also by the men it honors, the men it remembers. Let us not emphasize all on which we differ, but all we have in common. Let us consider not what we fear separately, but what we share together. A man may die, nations may rise and fall, but an idea lives on. The life of the arts, far from being an interruption, a distraction, in the life of a nation, is very close to the center of a nation's purpose, and is a test of the quality of a nation's civilization. We have become more and more not a nation of athletes, but a nation of spectators. If a free society cannot help the many who are poor, it cannot save the few who are rich. A man does what he must, in spite of personal consequences, in spite of obstacles and dangers and pressures, and that is the basis of all human morality. The success of this government, and thus the success of our nation, depends in the last analysis upon the quality of our career services. We celebrate the past to awaken the future. The time to repair the roof is when the sun is shining, by filling 3 basic gaps in our anti-recession protection. We must never forget that art is not a form of propaganda. It is a form of truth. The stories of past courage can teach, they can offer hope, they can provide inspiration, but they cannot supply courage itself. For this, each man must look into his own soul. We must use time as a tool, not as a couch. Rising tide lifts all boats. War will exist until that distant day when the conscientious objector enjoys the same reputation and prestige that the warrior does today. United, there is little we cannot do in a host of cooperative ventures. Divided, there is little we can do. For we dare not meet a powerful challenge at odds and split asunder. If freedom is to survive and prosper, it will require the sacrifice, the effort, and the thoughtful attention of every citizen. Forgive your enemies, but never forget their names. For one true measure of a nation is its success in fulfilling the promise of a better life for each of its members. Let this be the measure of our nation. The rights of every man are diminished when the rights of one man are threatened. Children are the world's most valuable resource and its best hope for the future. Let every nation know, whether it wishes us well or ill, that we shall pay any price, bear any burden, meet any hardship, support any friend, oppose any foe to assure the survival and the success of liberty. We must find time to stop and thank the people who make a difference in our lives. Those who make peaceful revolution impossible will make violent revolution inevitable. Conformity is the jailer of freedom and the enemy of growth. Victory has 100 fathers, and defeat is an orphan. Leadership and learning are indispensable to each other. One person can make a difference, and everyone should try. Do not pray for easy lives. Pray to be stronger men. Liberty without learning is always in peril, and learning without liberty is always in vain. Mankind must put an end to war, or war will put an end to mankind. We cannot negotiate with people who say what's mine is mine and what's yours is negotiable. Peace is a daily, a weekly, a monthly process, gradually changing opinions, slowly eroding old barriers, quietly building new structures. And however undramatic the pursuit of peace, the pursuit must go on. A man does what he must, in spite of personal consequences, in spite of obstacles and dangers and pressures, and that is the basis of all human morality. Art is the great democrat, calling forth creative genius from every sector of society, disregarding race or religion or wealth or color. The ignorance of one voter in a democracy impairs the security of all. A child miseducated is a child lost.